I've lived 1,000 lives. I've piloted 1,000 souls. I've killed and fought at night just for another role.
This is the Happy Jacks RPG podcast, a roundtable discussion that's a mix of friendship, humor, unbridled enthusiasm, and tabletop RPG topics sent in from around the world.
Just for another role.
Hello, and welcome to Season 35, Episode 23 of the Happy Jacks RPG podcast. My name is Kimmy.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Vixie.
Good job, we did it, yeah. In today's episode, M asks what to do with a large group of gamers. Steve in SoCal is worried about mechanics getting in the way of fun. And from the archive 2021, Adam from Utah is struggling with wishes. If you'd like to contribute a question or story to the show, you can email us at happyjacksrpg@gmail.com, or you can post in the mailbag channel of the Discord. Please start doing that soon. We have 2 episodes left for this season, and then we do need to start prepping for next season, and part of that is getting stuff from all of you. So, yeah, exciting. All right, announcements. JackerCon 2025 will be held the week of August 4th through the 10th. Most of the games are generally happen on the weekend, but we decided to stretch it a little bit this year to make up for different time zones. There's already a couple of games posted. One of them is like the Golden Girls Destroy the World. It's amazing. I don't know. They're fun. They're free. We use safety tools, and there's always an amazing assortment of different games that are offered and that you can play. And we do have an excess of GMs generally. So if you just want to play, that's totally fine. And actually, please come play. All right. We moved the Happy Jacks website to a new hosting service. That broke a lot of the old show links. So I have been slowly going through episode by episode, session of session for all our APs and all our past seasons and fixing the links. So if you try and listen to something that's from pre-2022 and it's not working, that is why. It should be fixed in the quickest way I could possibly do it and still sleep and eat and care for my child. So
selfish.
I know. Oh my gosh.
How
So
dare.
I finished a bunch of the APs like this past couple of days, like a lot of the old ones and like all the new APs. I think we got to the drop.
Ooh.
So I went from top to bottom, hit the drop, and then I started going from the bottom to the top. So we've gotten all the old ones too. So if you really want to,
Fallout?
huh?
Did you get Fallout?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's in the in between space.
Talk about
So-
hello.
Hello, I know it's coming up soon. I think it's like 2 rows up. But the old L5R campaign, the old Eldemy campaign, Desert of Despair is fixed now. Our Masks campaign is all fixed and back
Wow,
up
that's
there.
like my first stuff.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually, one of the one-shots I was looking at yesterday was your one-shot where you like you came and played with us for the first time.
Yeah.
It's been a very fun project, actually, as monotonous as it is.
Do you know what year that was? Because I can't remember.
I was looking at, I meant to remember, but I think it was 20, I don't remember. I can look and I can tell you.
Because I think I might be coming up on 10 years.
I think you are. It was like
Yeah.
2016, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Wow.
close. And yeah, so it's just it's fun to watch our first AP. It's fun to like kind of sit and listen to Stu. The first time we did character creation ever, like on stream, he's like, I think this is a bad idea. No one will like it. And then
Character creation,
Yeah.
our most popular episodes ever.
always, so once everybody watches, like you get like 10 times as many views because people watch it who don't watch APs just so they can learn how to do it with the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
So it's just very funny watching us learn as I like review our stuff to what we've become today. It's really cool watching little baby Kimmy like do stuff.
Aw.
I'm just like, oh, look at
Yeah.
you. You're so
Ah.
cute. So yeah, anyway, it's actually been a delightful yet monotonous task. So I appreciate if you have a special request for an AP you really, really like, if you're in the middle of it and you're like, I don't want to wait 2 months, come in the Discord, happyjacks.org/Discord and be like, hey Kimmy, could you please finish Tomorrow Legion or whatever it is that you're listening to, and I'll try and like bump it to the top of the list. Because yeah, that's not gonna get confusing. But anyway, anyway, that's happening. It's been fun for me. It's slowly happening. It's great. Indie Designer of the Month. We're actually not having Indie Designer of the Month for July since we have, or it's like a partial month since we're coming up the end of the season.
Wrong. Surprise, it's me.
Oh, you.
Sorry.
That's fine.
You.
Jason, you're Indie Designer of the Month whenever you're here.
That's it.
Yeah, forever. But yeah, so like I said, after this we have 2 more episodes for this. No, 1 more episode. I don't know, number of episodes after this, and then we'll be taking a couple weeks off, and then we'll starting back in with season 36.
Did we do 24 or 25 episodes?
Ish.
Oh, okay.
24 or 25. It kind of depends. We usually do 25, but we've had to cancel a couple this year due to illness or due to conventions and stuff like that. So yeah, 24 or 25
Sure.
in the ballpark, which is better than when it used to be like however many we felt like, 12 to 25. Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Somewhere in the ballpark. Another one of those things that I've noticed, like, hey, look, we've gotten more pro about this. It's exciting.
Yay.
All right. Yeah. Mailbag number 1. Oh, yeah. And sign up for JockerCon. It's very fun. It's great. I'm going to hopefully be running some games. Hosts,
Yay.
generally, sometimes we try and get them to run games or playing games. It's a whole week long. So it's very, different time zone friendly. So I know the show's in Pacific Coast time, but you do not have to be. We have people in Europe. We have people down under. We have all these people who want to run games. So wherever you are, there's probably a game that's going to be in your time zone at some point. So go in and make it known in the chat, and people will usually congregate to different time zones.
I just had an idea that might be fun.
Oh.
It sort of
boy.
sounded a little bit like you said, JockerCon. And if we had a workout sort of challenge of whatever your level of, Kimmy and I are both gym mates. We're swole mates.
Yes.
Swole mates.
We met at the gym.
That's how we met.
Kimmy was my coach. I've also been a coach. I'm training Sam Terry now. And I really enjoy working out. And I know our audience has varying degrees of mobility and whatever, but there's always something that you can do.
That's
And
a good idea.
maybe there's a fitness challenge we could do.
That's very cool. I like that.
Ooh.
If you have ideas, write in about that.
Maybe
'cause-
JockerCon is the wrong word, but
I mean,
it's fun.
it's fun. I like
Yeah.
it. JockerCon's pretty awesome.
Okay, TM.
Yeah. All right. Mailbag number 1. Who would like to read this?
You do.
Me?
Yep.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm taking 2 and Vixie wants 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I've been outvoted.
You got out dibs.
Yeah, for right now, it's a democracy. It's fine. It's also the short one, so I'm not too bad. All right. Hey, Jackers. I played a little bit in junior high, but really got into the hobby a couple of years ago. As a childless adult whose longtime friends have become parents. That's
Yep.
fun.
That's me.
I'm
yeah.
the parent in that friendship.
Yep.
I found I have the time, energy, and what the kids call Riz to subsequently assemble a huge ass group of people to play all manner of non-D&D games. This sounds really familiar. I don't, except for the not kids part. I am now fully convinced I could start a cult.
Oh.
LOL.
Oh.
I did not write this email.
This is actually Kimmy's email,
I
it
did
turns
not-
out.
This is not
Asking for a
pre-child.
friend.
I'm sure. It was recently sent. I didn't read it very closely, but it does sound like me.
It sounded like me up until cult. I've never really wanted a cult. It sounds like a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot. I love responsibility.
It sounds like a pain in the butt, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah, a
It's a
lot.
lot of management.
Yeah. All right. My question. What do I do with this group now? Start a podcast? It seems
Sex
like there
stuff.
should be some use for this loose confederation of grown-ups, aside from my own personal mirth and socialization. Also, is there any advice you have on how to get sponsorship for a game group to cover expenses, like pizza, table fees, etc.? Thanks, M.
Well,
I did not write this email. I'm just, I promise.
oh God.
Hmm.
Oh geez. I feel like I need a little more context on this as far as at least the sponsorship situation. Do you have it at a venue? Is it a game store? Is this for just are you meeting at somebody's house and you just want to all pay for pizza?
Yeah.
The sponsorship is going to be tricky unless you're in a public space and offering we're going to offer to teach the game to people or whatever. But if you just have 20 friends and you're figuring out how to organize everybody into playing games, one, awesome problem to have.
Yes.
I really lucked out when I was playtesting Demigods that I had like a big Facebook group at the time, and I could pull people in for playtesting all the time, and that was really helpful. But
Mhm.
I did not have any sort of like financial obligation. um,
Ah.
and sometimes people would bring snacks or whatever, but I don't know how to get somebody to sponsor that to like, unless though, like I was not doing it in public. It was not like a come learn how to play games. I needed help, right? Like I was getting free labor and everybody knew that. That was all transparent. But I don't know how to do sponsorship for that.
Yeah, so having done it a few times now, and now Happy Jacks is specifically like we don't really do sponsors. We tried it for a while. It was a nightmare. We didn't like it. It made it so we couldn't play games for us
Yeah.
because we
Right.
had to play the game to show it off. We couldn't be honest about opinions. We literally did it for one AP. And we were like, this is terrible. We can't do anything fun or interesting or be honest about this. So we never did it again.
Mhm.
I also like have a lot of friends who are in the nerd space. They're cosplayers, they're gamers, they're all these things. And they have worked to monetize their hobbies. And this is something that I have had to be very cautious about. And it's specifically one of the reasons I chose to not make Happy Jacks like a for-profit thing. Like we get enough money to literally pay for the air conditioning so I don't have to pay for it out of like my paycheck from the government as a
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not only government sponsored.
Yeah.
But because it does drain fun out of it. It absolutely does.
And not only that, but can introduce the extra levels of tension.
Yeah.
Right? Of like, well, who's getting paid how much? And like, certainly there are ways to handle that if what you want to run is a talent agency.
Yes.
But if you want to have a huge ass group of people to play all manner of non-D&D games, I would say at best you could say, hey, everybody, Venmo me a couple bucks and I'll order the pizzas. Right? Like, and then anybody who wants to can. But like, there's no way to, yeah, it's very hard
Yeah.
to monetize that.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
problem is you want it to be done fairly.
Yeah.
And you're never going to, I mean, never. Maybe you're amazing. I'm not saying. I don't
They
wanna
are
kill
full
James.
of the Riz.
Yeah, you have so much Riz.
The
but
Riz,
the
yes.
Riz. I'm gonna have to Google that later. I'm getting old.
It's
do
short
you
for
not know it?
charisma.
It's
It's short for
charisma.
charisma.
Oh,
yeah, you
yeah.
just have
got
a high.
it.
You have a high charisma stat. That's
Yeah.
all.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The youths, man. Yeah, like you could be doing amazing stuff. But the problem is the minute you start pulling in any money, you need to make sure you're being equitable and fair about it. So you don't want a bunch of people coming in and giving free labor. This is why Happy Jacks is free specifically, because I didn't feel good about having my friends all come and give their time and then only have me make money off of it. Or then have to worry about, okay, we made $300 this month. How do I give everyone their
Everyone gets $1.76.
62 cents
Yeah.
for each, But like,
Yeah.
even if it was more money, there's a lot of things that go into that. You have to then think about having taxes. You'd have to think about how you're going to pay people so that they can then do
Right.
their taxes.
Are you employees or are you consultants?
Independent
right?
contractors.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are we
consultants, there's all kinds of
1099? Are
stuff,
we?
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
And it gets stressful, and people, it's important to people. So it's like, I literally have a thing that I send people when they're thinking about coming to play Happy Jacks that like writes up like, this is our philosophy. If you ever want to see the things I'm spending money on, I'm happy to share it with you. We're all playing for free. I don't make money off of this. In fact, I lose money on this, but I care about it. So it's like, but I'll never ask you to lose money other than you have to drive here. So,
Right.
so basic things like that. So it's a very clear understanding. So whatever you do and whatever you decide to do, make sure it's upfront before people start joining. You don't want people to just come and start giving you, like Jason was joking about free labor. There's a little bit different when you're like, hey, come play my game.
Right.
It's a little bit of a different kind of free labor and people know what they're in for.
right.
No
but
one's
that was also transparent.
Yes,
right? I was
100%.
saying like, come help me play test my game that I want to publish and make money from.
Yes.
Right. Like
Right.
that was.
No one was under the assumption they were going to get like shares of that for
Right.
playtesting the game once.
Well, and this is what I mean when I say context is important, because this person doesn't like suggest starting a podcast as though they want to go into like the AP space, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then like with the pizza thing, I'm like, or do you want to just like kind of start an RPG club? Because those are two very different things, right? And in the like we're talking about, there's all these considerations and especially when you're playing with people, and you a lot of people fall into this idea that anybody can do a podcast, anybody can do an AP. And I was like, in theory, as long as you set expectations, but that's exactly it. You have to set expectations. Not everyone's going to want to do that. A lot of people are hella uncomfortable publicly broadcasting a TTRPG. For them, it's like, I just want to come play a game, and it's not fun for me if I have to feel like I'm performing for an audience, right? And so you might actually lose people over that if you don't like say, here's what I want to do, here's set expectations. Transparency was the other thing that I was going to point out. Even if you like in the case of like you making a little bit of money, being very transparent with like that you're getting this money and how you're using it is super important too, so that people don't get resentful of like, am I putting in free labor? What is this?
Right.
Are you making money off of me? Like there's all kinds of questions and like work on the back end that goes into it that doesn't get seen, because a lot of times we just kind of see the pretty part of APs, which are the great stories and the fun at the tables and all of that. And you don't actually see how hard people are working in the back end to make sure that none of this blows up like on stage, right?
I might even add a like reverse back to like a very sort of like foundational, basic, even like business concept or game design concept is always wanting to start with the question of why this, why now? Like, what does my thing do that doesn't already exist? What is it? How am I going to be able to do it better or offer a better experience? Right? Any sort of, if you're starting a small business, you have to do that. And if you want to upgrade from social club to profitable podcast, you have to be able to answer that question, right? Of like, what will our podcast provide other than we just want attention while we play our games? That's fine and fun, but it's not a solid business strategy. There's nothing wrong with it being your social club. What you've done, you've started a club. You have an awesome social group, and that's incredible because lots of people don't have that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that for you. This is not I'm not denigrating what you're doing at all, but it fundamentally changes the alchemy of what you have when you turn it into a business.
Yeah,
exactly.
It changes what friends you are going to invite to the table. It changes, like I can't, like we were actually talking about this before we started the show. We have some APs rolling up and people don't just post in the chat, hey, who wants to join my game? Like I know all the back end stuff. So I literally do like team making, like, okay, I know this AP's ending soon. So these players, and I have to make it fair. So everyone's in about the same number of APs. Some people are really good friends, but don't do well at the table together. So I have to make sure they stay them apart. Like it's this huge spreadsheet, which I've talked about a couple times. There's a lot of work behind the scenes to do it. And the space is really, really saturated with people making content. And not that yours wouldn't be amazing or special, but that's the other reason I didn't want to make Happy Jacks like a thing, because we can just play and have fun, even if nobody watches, if like we have 0 viewers, or if we're making like very little money, like not enough to pay for the air conditioning or whatever, like that's not our goal. So I don't have to worry about making pitch decks to send to companies to get them to sponsor us. I don't have to worry about making sure that when we play, everybody's making the game look as perfect as possible because it's for advertising purposes. If we think something is terrible, we can stop a campaign and be like, hey, we're going to continue the story in another system, which we have done, because we're not getting paid to do it. So we don't have, we're not beholden to that. And those were very important, like things for me. I wanted to always just us to play what we wanted to play and not having to be, I mean, I'm not going to say we're not performative about it, because I feel like
we're performing.
We're performing, but
Half
we're not.
Of us are ex-runnies. Are you kidding me?
100%. But like, there's a difference between being like dramatically playing the game and being performative and pretending a game is great or that it's doing something that it doesn't do well for like advertising purposes. So you have to kind of think about that too. I mean, honestly, like it could be if you have a big group of people who are all getting together at the rec center, like if you want free pizza, go to a local pizza joint and be like, hey, we'll put your flyers all over the tables. Like that's the kind of sponsorship you maybe should go. I mean, if you have this many people showing up in person in a place, like take advantage of that. That's amazing. And you can save money and stuff and get, I mean, I guess there's sponsorships. It is sponsorship, but it's like more local than that, and you'll probably get a lot more support that way, and especially if that pizza place sees an uptick in sales or something like that. And you don't have to worry about then putting in the money for all the recording equipment or the streaming equipment or learning how to do sound or buying the soundboard or all these things that you have to do, like basically like an online college for to learn how to do it well.
Another thing about the sponsorship thing is, if you want to think of it in terms of other things that are sponsored, like even Little League, right? Like Little League teams get whoever's dentist's office to give them some money, but that's because they're going to put so-and-so's dentist on their jersey.
Yeah.
And then lots of people at Little League games are going to see this local dentist, and these are local people. It's actually really good targeted advertising for that dentist's office. But if your friend group, even if it's 20 people, it's not on par with the number of people that will see this Little League jersey.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You might want to talk to... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Vicky.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like it really depends on the amount of work this person wants to put in, because again, a ton of work goes into APs and podcasts, and for something that is in a market that like is very saturated with this kind of content, it really depends. Like, do you want to make a profit on this, or do you just think that the games are great and want to like share it with the world? Those are, again, two different ideas. But you will have a lot less stress starting this up as like a social club, and it's easier to do it as a social club because I'm part of an indie gaming group, and I know that they have a partnership with a specific store because they bring in so many people that the store turns a profit. On their just on the entry fee. So having a sponsorship like that, finding a local game store, finding someone that's open to it, not only are you now building a relationship with someone local who needs the money, who's like also a small business and supporting that, now have a new space to go play, and you can now like you can do what you're doing with like less pressure and so on and so forth. And I mean, if you want to collect like a dues situation, you can, but you need to be really transparent of what those dues are paying for. You know, like, are you covering everyone's admission? Like, does everyone pay you and then you like pay the store for everybody showing up? Are you actually using the money to buy pizza, like, and stuff like that? Does the store even allow food? That's something else you have to take into consideration. Different set of considerations, but I feel like event organization in that context versus like AP and podcast organization is significantly less stressful because you don't have the worry of that performance in front of an audience, if that makes sense.
And more beneficial to everybody in your group. If you've got 20 plus people, if you started a podcast, that's going to be like max 4 or 5 of them that get to participate. So it's like having a game night at a local store. I know a bunch of retailers, and almost across the board, if you have a group, if you can walk into one and be like, hey, I have between 15 and 20 people who want to show up every Tuesday night. Like, yeah, most of the time, if you can be like, you know, they will give you a discount on the game fee or the table fee or whatever it is.
Or
if
snacks
you are,
or
exactly. If you're really consistent about that, because it absolutely, if their table fee is $5, if they're giving it to you for $3, but 20 people are showing up and 20 people are paying $3, they're still going to make more money than if they probably didn't have you coming and everyone who came was paying $5 and they got you know a few people for $10. Plus, it means they sell more snacks, they sell more dice, they whatever they have on display. Like it's just a win-win for them and a win-win for you because you get these great spaces that are supporting the community. So that would be my first suggestion is when you have these huge groups, do that. Like don't worry about monetizing it in a way that's like a career thing or, going to put you out there. Like start building community at your local level because that's really what the hobby needs more than anything right now. After during COVID, everything was pushed online, which was great, and it made us able to play with people all around the world.
Yes,
but it's really harmed local retailers and your friendly local gaming stores, and a lot of them are still really struggling to get people back in the door because it's so easy for people to find games online now. So it's this like wonderful not wonderful. It's like it's a wonderful thing for people who live in places that don't have friendly local gaming stores or don't have the resources you do with this huge friend group, but it's also like the double-edged sword where it's hard for retailers. And then it sometimes makes it so people who go to friendly local gaming stores looking for those games aren't able to find them because more people are staying at home and staying online. So yeah, be like that change in your local area and start that momentum of a friendly local gaming store like meetup group.
Yep. And I agree with that because you also by having that many people, you now can create an environment that's more open and inclusive as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, especially like I'm in South Florida right now, and I know that the gaming culture out here can be very, very toxic because it's very focused on like specific people play. If you're a certain type of person, you sit down at the table, you automatically get judged. There's a whole bunch of nonsense around that. But if you have enough people that you can now redefine like how people are treated and set like a little bit of give a little bit of like etiquette or context, not necessarily rules. I hesitate on going that structured, but like, baby practice not being a dick at the table. I don't know. Crazy, right? So
Bumbletree in the chat also says that their local Vampire the Masquerade LARP is in the back room of a bar. So if you don't have a friendly local gaming store, like you might find a public space where there's a really great like kind of symbiotic relationship where everybody orders food that night and you get to be there. I know, again, going back to Little League with like round table pizzas back in the day.
Yeah.
yes.
Like the whole team would go there afterwards and we'd all get, I remember there was some sort of deal that my mom loved and like the whole softball team was there. So it was cheaper, but because there were so many people coming in, they made more money than they normally would. So they were happy to go.
Almost free advertising.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
It was, I think they paid for the jerseys and then,
Exactly.
awesome. Thanks. That's,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, well, we solved that.
Yeah.
Happy Jack saves the world.
Yay.
One letter at a time.
Build community. That's honestly the answer to so many things in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
100%.
so this was signed M.
Mhm.
M, if you try something or move forward with something, let us know. Like I'm dying to know what your group thinks of this, right? Did they want to start a
Yeah.
podcast? Do they want to do,
Yeah.
like what would they want to do? Or do they want to all just chip in and pay for pizza, right? Like that. It
For
would.
sure.
I'm dying to know what happens next.
Yeah, more
So,
contacts, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Send an
Yeah.
update.
Send an update,
Anyway.
and if we were totally off base, you're like, no, they want to do a podcast, then we'll come back and maybe give you more specific advice.
And
Yes.
we also have some assumptions because it's a huge ass group of people. We don't actually know that that's 20 people.
Yeah.
Like 10 people is too many in a game.
Yeah.
So that's a big group, but I'm just really curious to know
Give us numbers.
those kind of details.
Because our bars are maybe very different.
Yeah. And
True.
don't start a cult. The actual definition of a cult is that the leader benefits at the expense of those in the cult, and don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. No.
Yeah, but you could start a group that's organized by you.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
I forget my true crime podcast binge is failing at the moment. There's a specific term for things that are cult-like but not actually damaging to the members.
Right.
And I don't remember there's a specific term for it. I don't remember what it is. But start that, whatever it is, Google
Social
that.
clubs.
I mean, no, it's for things that are a little weirder than that.
I know. Okay. Well, mailbag 2.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wise and powerful hosts. I don't mind that.
I don't.
It's already off to a great start.
Love
Let's
it.
go.
I'm not sure how relevant this post will be in the day of story-focused games, as opposed to yesteryear where simulationist trends were more prevalent. But I'll share a couple examples from my past where frustration with rules as written has led to some interesting failures on my part. Each of these stem from a common theme of rules restricting movement or range so much that a game was functionally unplayable or at least frustrating.
Okay.
Example the first. Playing an old Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 campaign that was a variant on Strahd,
Oh boy.
fighting vampires and other spooky baddies, where I played a heavily armored cleric in a part of entirely martial/melee characters, fighters, paladin, rogue. This led to many frustrating encounters where I was the only character with any meaningful ranged abilities, with which to combat a number of flying enemies, and a 20-foot movement with primarily touch-based healing, leading to many encounters spending 2/3 of my time just trying to move to a position where I could be of use. Oof, yeah.
Okay.
Let's, okay, then it moves on to another example. Okay, so should we talk about that a little bit? I mean,
I think
go through it and then...
go through the whole thing and then
We'll
go
come
back.
back.
'Cause
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
there's a theme between the examples or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like the ending question is, have you had any similar struggles with mechanics, potentially across multiple game systems, getting in the way of fun?
Okay.
So I think we could probably address these individually or
Oh.
whatever.
Whatever.
Good.
You're reading. You're in charge. Do it. Whatever you want.
Let me... I'm going to go through the next example too. Example the second.
Okay.
In direct response to the first example, I created a D&D 4.0 druid with almost exclusively powers that allowed me to move and act and or gave me passive movement bonuses such that I could literally run circles around other party members and many enemies. We even had a special chase scene skill challenge where we were chasing down one of the BBEGs. Great, one might say, but unfortunately the GM hadn't paid enough attention to my skill set and had set up this encounter as something we were supposed to read forced to fail.
Okay.
So despite the fact that I had a character custom built to beat it, the bad guy just managed to get away somehow. The first example, I think, is a rules as written problem. The second example, I think, was a GM problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
100%.
absolutely 110% a GM problem. I had so many thoughts. I was like, oh dear.
All right, let's talk about the first example first.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
3.5 campaign, Varian on Strahd. Frustrating encounters where they were the only meaningful character with any meaningful ranged abilities. See, I don't know, again, like, that doesn't read to me as a rules problem. That reads to me as, again,
Party
a DM
balance.
problem.
Yeah. Should have balanced the party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or balance the party. Or if you have one character who does range stuff, don't make it balance your encounters so that there's some usefulness for range, but that like everyone has something to do.
Right.
And I think because like you don't want necessarily to be like I hated like whenever I've played with a DM who's like, well, we have to have a healer. Someone has to be the healer. It's like, no, like you don't have to. If you're the DM, like you make the game. And you need to like be able to orchestrate things in a way where we can get a healer when we go to the town or whatever it is, so that we can all play characters we're excited about.
And specifically with D&D math in mind, it is 99% almost always better to do damage on your turn than to heal.
Yeah.
Eliminate bad guys from the field is the best healing you can provide to your group.
Yeah.
Is prevent the damage before it happens.
Yes.
There's just you cannot out heal a high damaging enemy. You have to kill them.
Yes.
Right.
Or stop them.
I also, because it sounds like they had a lot of attack damage in the group based on the party build. So it's strange to me that like this person only had meaningful range attacks. Like what kind of enemies are you up against that you're the hero person with all of these ranged attacks, So again, I think it does come down to like, how did the GM balance this encounter? Specifically, because it sounds like it very much had the vibe of I had to do all this stuff because I was the only one that had these. And I was like, but that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like the encounter was well balanced.
Yeah. Also, fighters get longbows, paladins get heavy crossbows.
Exactly.
Rogues get throwing knives, daggers, short bow, hand crossbow.
What happened?
There's so many things and the rogue specifically can triple dip on dexterity for melee attack, defense, ranged attack. It's and all their damage rolls. Like that's the rogue's job.
Right. The rogue and the paladin have attack damage that is just ridiculous. So that's why I was like, what?
Yeah.
There's something in this scenario that the math isn't mathing. And it feels weird to say that about D&D, but it's
not. I think it's because it's not D&D. It's D&D was not the problem in this scenario.
Yeah.
It was badly
Are
designed
you
encounters.
okay?
I know. I'm all right. But, I mean, I want to call it the thing that's actually the problem. And
I'm teasing.
I know.
Yeah, we're all like,
but I mean, it isn't the problem here because if you need to accommodate whatever your party's, and this is true of all systems, your party.
Are you a mom?
I'm a mom.
You're a
Sorry,
mom.
I'm a mom. But like, and this isn't just D&D; it's any system you play. Whatever your party is you're composed of, as far as character types or powers or whatever, you need to design the encounters to be challenging, but not in a way that's like, I gotcha. You didn't pick a thing, haha. You're gonna be terrible and I'll die now. It's like that's not fun. Don't do that. Like
you didn't actually say you cast Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound.
Yeah.
oh God, I had a GM like that, and it's very frustrating, and especially because it like seeing example 1 in that context and then looking at example 2, I'm curious to see if this was the same GM or 2 different GMs.
Ooh, good
Because
question.
both of these sound like GM issues.
Yeah.
And I really, really abhor when the GM forces any kind of outcome. Because
Yep.
it's not a game then. Now you're just writing a book, so go write a book.
Yeah.
The skill
like-
challenge in example 2 shouldn't have been a skill challenge, right?
Yep.
You wanted to narrate an escape. That's okay. You can do that, GM. You can narrate an escape. You can even say, hey guys, he's going to get away.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how he got away from you, right?
Yep.
Like, because that's what has to happen. Sorry, a little bit of railroad, but that's what's got to happen right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. And honestly, skill challenges are one of my favorite things about D&D.
Yes.
And it's from 4th edition. And I'm just like, always have skill challenges. I don't understand. But yeah, no, this is a point. If you're going to force a thing like that, like one, you should definitely double check your character's sheets.
Yeah.
Like, there is zero reason why you should have like a speed skill challenge and have this character in your party and not realize that there is a very high chance of success.
Yeah.
Like, that's just wildly unprepared is what that screams to me. It's like someone showing up to an interview and it's like, I'm sorry, what does this company do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to work here. What do we do? I'm like, what did you do, GM? Like, what did you do? Sorry.
I had a really distinct experience similar to this, but I did the right thing. As the GM, I was doing a lot of theater of the mind stuff, right? And I was like, you don't have to play D&D with maps. And you don't. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But you do have to find a way to honor speed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I went back to using maps because specifically in this instance, there was a monk in the party who had 45 movement when everyone else had 30. And that is one of the big things in their kit, right? The thing they could do is go fast. And if you don't give them that, you've just neutered part of their build.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a very fixable thing that is, okay, well, we got to know how far everything is, right?
Yeah.
Like that's somehow we have to do that.
Yeah. And if you have characters that don't pick like speed powers and stuff like that, it matters a little less because I've done Theater of the Mind with D&D very successfully. But again, like if someone's picked those or if they've picked like ranged spells that are really specific, like those are things that the game is built to have. So if you're going to like willy-nilly pull out specific mechanics like the game board, like the battle map, then you need to make sure that you're really not like hurting the chances of your players. But yeah, why ask them to roll for this situation? And why do you not know that you have this super fast monk? I'm just what?
Yeah.
Okay, more examples.
Sorry, I'm just very frustrated at I have no idea that one of my players is super
I'm-
fast.
Yes.
What?
Example
I do,
the
I'm like,
third. In my GMing of an L5R, okay, so now it's not the GM's fault.
Okay.
Okay, now it's not okay.
Yeah. In
I
my
mean, maybe.
GMing of an L5R 5e game, I hewed strictly to the rules as written, which have the samurai shuffling along at a very sedate pace. Even during a bit of faux Japanese swashbuckling, when one player asked if he could use some of the rigging to swing from ship to dock, what amounted to something like 3 or 4 times his normal movement, I sadly didn't allow it, because at the time, I thought it would be unfair. In hindsight, this is one of my more pointed examples of GM failure that continues to bug me even years later. Rule of cool, past self, rule of cool. I mean, you're spot on. I don't think it's a failure. It doesn't strike me as that strong, but like you, there was the moment where I was trying to do mapless D&D with the fucking monk.
Yeah. That's
You know?
Yeah.
And they were always asking me like, hey, I could move like 50% further than everybody else. How close is everything? Like, I don't know, man. Right? Like that's the thing. Or say, hey, we're not going to use that kit, so make something else.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, I do like, I love like rule of cool, but like, I think it's fair for people not to be able to do things. So
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite quote from Matt Mercer is, you can certainly try,
Yes.
because that's my favorite one, because
Yeah.
yes, everyone can try rule cool stuff, but it doesn't mean you need to allow it. Like having played L5R 5e previously, like having that is a rule that is very built on relative power scales and people being able to do things specifically. And movement is very important in that game, especially when it comes to like duels and how quickly you move and things like that. So that is all inherently very important to L5R. Just letting people do stuff and like making sure they succeed because it's cool, it starts breaking the game quickly and it starts being unfair. And
it also, there's the fairness thing of like, well, why can't everybody do that? Right? So I think in this case, I might say like, okay, well, yeah, first you're going to have to do an acrobatics roll. And if that fails, you could go in the water, right? Like, are you okay with those consequences? Because you're doing something that's dangerous. And if it succeeds, you've taken a risk, you paid for the chance to do something extra, and boop, boop, off you go onto the dock. Right?
Yeah, they can absolutely try it, and then there's consequences if they don't, especially if they're in a swashbuckling fight. Like maybe you're a Mantis clan, and you're more likely to be able to swing like that. Like, okay, sure, you've been on a boat since before you could walk. Sure, that makes sense that you'd be good at swinging on ropes. But this is a really hard one, so good luck with this. And also, if you're in the middle of a fight and like trying to dodge people and you don't have like the perfect, like, who knows? There's a lot of reasons to fail, and to me that makes it more interesting, and that would make me as a player more likely to try it if it's like, oh, terrible things will happen if you fail. Excellent, I will do it.
Yeah, and that's what I think the rule of cool is supposed to do.
Yes.
So where I'm breaking the rules now is I'm letting you make a free athletics check, right?
Yeah.
And
well,
Vixie, go ahead. I feel like I cut you off. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I was just going to say the box, it makes me think of the box of doom from Dimension 20 that Brendan Lee Mulligan uses, because that's what those are for. He usually will say like,
can you say how that works, please? I haven't seen that.
In Dimension 20, Brendan Lee Mulligan uses something. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology, so please forgive me. It's been a while since I've watched Dimension 20 because I have no time anymore. But he brings out a skull-shaped like a skull-shaped dice tower. It's called refers to it as the box of doom. And basically, he reserves it for highly difficult roles. If a character is going to do something extraordinarily difficult, he'll be like, okay, you have to hit this difficulty, and it's normally very high, like well beyond a normal difficulty. And it builds tension too. Like if
it's
there's
like
a little
cursed
bit of
or enchanted or something, that'd be amazing.
Well, and like the whole thing is he rolls the dice in front of the table.
Yeah.
Like basically you roll the dice in front of the table and there's this big moment where you have to see if you made the roll or not. But I really like that way of handling it. Like, cause it still gives that person that like moment of cool. But if they fail, oh, what an epic failure it is.
Yeah.
So I do agree with like what Kimmy says about allowing characters to try it is fine. But you don't have to allow it to happen as the GM.
Right. And in like you're describing with that box, engaging with a higher level of risk and having the informed consent to say like, yes, I would like to take that risk. That's fine. If I go in the water, it's my own fault for doing a silly thing.
Yeah.
Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Like that. Yeah. That is what I think the rule of cool is supposed to do. And a lot of people have interpreted it to be like, you should never say no to your players.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, there's a yes and there's also a no but, right? Like, no, I'm not going to just let you do that for free because nobody gets to do that, right? Like, you cannot just pull a full-size dragon out of your pocket. That's not, we're not playing sandbox rules, but talk to me how we're going to summon one, right? Like, let's talk me into it. Give me a way to say yes to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Example the fourth. In an ill-fated con game of Classic Traveler, our group of mercenaries was supposed to attack a military installation, but for some reason, I'm sure based on the decades-old rules, the movement of all characters on the 10-person table was, I believe, 1 to 2 centimeters? That must be map distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. While an enemy vehicle
just like
drove
tiptoeing,
around.
like...
Yeah, okay. I don't know how traveler maps work. As the one character that happened to have a sniper rifle, it meant that I, alone, had multiple turns plinking away at an approaching enemy jeep, while the remainder of the players crept like snails for dozens of turns before being able to take any actions. One might think that would feel rewarding, but as literally the only player who could do anything for turn after turn, it was more awkward than satisfying. Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm like, it comes down to, why are you the only one that's effective in this situation? Like, this feels so weird.
So the answer is really stopped playing range characters, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the answer to this email. Not
No,
kidding.
I mean, the problem, again, is the GM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It was, they should have started the Jeep closer to the compound.
Yeah.
They should have given everybody the idea to have a gun that has more than 2 centimeters range, I guess.
Yeah.
Like something, like understand.
Have a flat. Oh no,
Yeah.
we have a flat tire. Ah, we've stopped in the middle of the road. Look at us sitting ducks.
Right.
Like, it can be
Yeah.
anything.
Put everyone closer together, or do an advanced speed turn, right? Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Just narrate the inevitable moving forward. Give you 3 rolls in a row. You can't take 3 shots. Okay, you got, while during this movement was happening, you took these 3 shots, and okay, now we're together.
It's like in Baldur's Gate 3, like turn off turn-based mode for a second, run up there,
Wait, you can
and
do that?
now turn on turn-based mode.
You can turn
Not
off,
in the middle of a fight.
but you can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Kimmy just learned something new.
I might like this game now. Who knows?
Bro, I've been trying to get you to play this game for 2 years.
I didn't know you could turn off the turn-based thing. I said I hated that part.
Well, no. In the combat will go person by person.
Oh, okay.
Everyone takes a turn because it's Dungeons and Dragons, Kimmy.
I know.
Everybody takes a turn.
But just do it instantly. I don't want to watch
How
everybody.
are you gonna know what everyone did?
I don't know. Show it or have a summary or.
They are showing you. That's what they're doing.
I
This
know.
goblin shot that guy. Boop.
But
It's so fast.
it's not.
Honestly, I like it. It gives me a chance to take a sip of something, watch what everyone's doing, and go like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw that guy in the fire."
No, that's what the riding the horse is for. Is the drinking part.
Okay.
And I didn't ride the horse for ages.
This, the Traveler group again. I've been so outside of Strategicon, which I will not badmouth under any circumstance because I don't have anything bad to say. I don't like going to cons anymore because I have had way more bad experiences at con games than good. And I'm a middle-aged cisgender white man. That is the best piece of privilege you can have for going to a con game. And I hate it.
Yeah. Well, and I have a lot of empathy for people who run in games at cons, and I have a lot of appreciation for them. And this seems like a moment that this GM probably regrets too. Like you talked about in example 3, how you still think about that moment as the GM years later.
Maybe.
Like, I really screwed that up. So I don't have a problem with people GMing games and having these weird, awkward moments at one-shots at a convention. Because it's also hard, you have, 7 pre-made characters. They pick all of the ones with no range, and you didn't think that was going to be possible, and you didn't think about it till you started this scene. It's unfortunate that they couldn't think on their feet enough to kind of, truncate the scene or truncate the space or whatever.
Yeah.
But, if someone's at a con running a game and other than this, I hope you had a good time. I don't mind boring games at cons. I don't like them, but if it's a safe game, if they're just not an exuberance or especially theatrical or especially talented GM, they're putting good faith effort in. They're trying hard. I can absolutely appreciate that because not everybody has, whatever it is, that thing. And some people hate that. I sometimes am way too dramatic for people at cons and they start getting embarrassed. That's why they put me in a room by myself to GM games now. Because the people in my game would sometimes be like, could you be a little quieter? Because they were embarrassed, vicariously through me being too loud. So people have varying degrees of expectations at conventions. But yes, again, this is someone not able to pivot or adjust their plan, which can be hard, but there shouldn't be these moments.
My thing also too with convention games, I always feel like those are the kinds of games where you need to have more of a dialogue between the players and the GM too. So, even as a player, I probably would have been that guy to be like, hey, we don't really have ranged attacks. Are we just supposed to chase the vehicle or ask some kind of question that points that out to the GM? to kind of like give them the opportunity to to have that oh shit moment, and like give them that opportunity to like either fix it or we're going to go with it, and then be like, all right, well, if we're going to do this, then I'd better figure out how to move faster or something, you know?
Yeah.
But like at least say, like, I feel like that is part of the dialogue too, because I know um the something that I see a lot at tables in general is just there's like once you get past session 0, there's no more communication.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that happens, because it's an ongoing dialogue. You're at a table playing games with friends. You don't shut up during Monopoly. Usually you start throwing stuff at people halfway through, right? Like why
Because
would
it's
you do
Monopoly.
that?
Yeah.
Right, exactly, because it's Monopoly. But like the idea is the same. Like you're still having this ongoing dialogue. That's why we have stuff that happens in game, like the X card and all of that, because it's an ongoing dialogue between the players and the GM. So I do think it's important to like talk about things more and point things out more, even not in a bad way or in like a way that like makes the GM feel bad, just in a hey, have you like like let's have this conversation and let's address this situation kind of way. You know?
That's actually like such a tremendous point that I didn't even think to say. In the Astral Circus campaign I'm running, we just had episode 17 or 18.
Spelljammer, right?
Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Right? We have been playing that game together for more than 50 hours, 50. It's like, whatever, 18 times 3. Nobody can do that math, but 54 hours is fine. Calm down. The point is, minus 1 or 2 instances, we have done lines and veils. I mean, stars and wishes after every episode. Every episode, 50 hours. We still check in with each other.
Yeah.
And we all know each other and love each other.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And when I forget, they remind me that we want to do it. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I
Also,
love
like,
I also think there's value in the mid game check in too.
I
Like
was
if
gonna
you're
say.
going to take yeah, you and I are on the same page, Jimmy. One brain. Like when you stop to get snacks or drink, how are you feeling? Is everything okay? Like what's going on? It's again ongoing dialogue, right? So
yeah, and that can happen. Like you don't even have to wait for a check-in. Like I get it's hard to judge. You may not feel comfortable doing that at a convention game, but for your other friends, like I feel like you should definitely maybe like if you'd been doing this traveler game, with your group, be like, hey, can we just skip a couple rounds and just skip to the part where we all meet?
Yeah.
Like, especially at conventions, the one thing I love, I do that sometimes, and I'm sure it's annoying to people, but I'm like, hey, we're coming up on time. We've got like 90 minutes left. Can we just skip like this and save ourselves like 5 minutes? And sometimes people really appreciate that. And then sometimes the GM will say like, no. And then I'm like, okay, cool. No problem. We'll keep rolling.
Also, in this particular circumstance where Steve in SoCal is saying like, it did not feel good to be the only person taking pot shots.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is suffering.
Yeah.
Right? That is where I would say, Steve, if you feel confident, not everyone's going to want to do this, but you're the perfect ambassador to say, like, can we, like, skip to the part where the Jeep blows up or something? Because, like, we're all just running around. Like, I'm fine missing a couple combat rounds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to give that up if it means we get to the part where the Jeep blows up or whatever.
Exactly.
Just to, like, change this dynamic a little bit, because we've had a bunch of turns where we're just chasing our tails.
Yeah.
But I also think the GM set up this encounter, right? Like, should they have given you a ground vehicle? You're invading a base, right? Like, should they have mentioned that there were vehicles in there and you're going to want to set some landmines out or something? Like anything to prevent this situation from happening.
right.
Also, total pet peeve for, like, I've done land-based attacks in Traveler, but why are you doing that in Space Game?
Yeah.
Do a Space Game! Come on!
Yeah.
It's space! Okay, fine.
Unless you're trying to do Firefly, Space Western,
I mean,
Stick
there's
stuff.
there's occasions, but, like, especially for a one-shot con game, like, do space stuff!
Yeah.
It's Traveler! Do space stuff!
Yeah.
Sorry, it's my own personal...
I'm with you.
Yeah.
If I play
Yep,
Traveler,
agreed.
I want to do space stuff.
Space stuff.
Although there's this other game, Starscape, is way better at space stuff, and like
I mean, I like Starscape better too. So
I mean, if you want, like, granular space combat, Traveler's the way to go.
If you want that.
Yeah. I mean,
If that's a thing for you.
if you want to feel the powerlessness of being a biological being in the vastness of space, Traveler's the way to go. If you want to have lots of feels with your friends on your tiny spaceship, Starscape's the way to go.
I'm going to wrap up Steve's email here. Have you had any similar struggles with mechanics? But I think we dove into that pretty well.
Yeah.
Dunka, Steve in SoCal. P.S. I am spamming the mailbag channel right now, but fully expect you to sprinkle these in as desired rather than letting me dominate the conversation. We did all 4 at once.
We did great. Yeah.
I could take 4 at once.
We know. All right. Similar struggles. See, again, like I would reclassify. These are not struggles with mechanics, like of the mechanics making. It's struggles with mechanics of the understanding how to utilize the mechanics.
Yeah.
So I think.
I mean, I think in all the cases it was, and as Steve pointed out in his own example, it was a GM whiff.
Yeah.
Right? Not a horrible disaster of a failure, but it was something the GM could have fixed.
Yeah.
Even trying to play rules as written.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to nudge it a little bit to get to the fun part.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And like sometimes GMs will like get mired in their own ideas, I think, and will like fail to like they won't think beyond the concept that they have in mind. You know, like, oh, I want this epic land battle, but all of your characters don't have a vehicle with which
Or,
to chase it.
I
Like-
know. We'll do a skill challenge for speed, and I won't look at any of the characters to see if some of them are fast. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that's so annoying. I'm gonna be annoyed about that till like tomorrow.
Yeah.
My husband's gonna be like, "Why are you so annoyed?" Because
Yeah.
this GM that I don't know in a group I don't know that happened probably many years ago did this thing, and it bothers
Does
me.
anyone know what the speed of a horse is in D&D?
Oh, I don't. I'm not in D&D.
Oh, jeez.
I know it in real life.
What's the speed score of a horse in Dungeons & Dragons?
We're finding out right now
Yeah.
in real time. I love it.
We'll see.
60 feet.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
And a monk or druid or sufficiently equipped person could easily be at 45 or 50 feet. That means that horse is pulling away very slowly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If we're all sprinting after each other, that is somebody who can almost keep up with a horse.
Yeah.
The step of the wind.
Yeah.
Step of the wind is essentially like monkey teleport. Like,
Yes.
you know.
Yep.
Um,
It's huge. It's huge. They
Like-
could move so far.
Like,
Like,
I
well,
haven't,
yeah.
I haven't DM'd D&D in many, many years, since 4th edition. And, this was about 4th edition anyway. But, like, even just looking at the classes, like, monk, oh, I'm doing a speed challenge. I should maybe look into that more. Like, it's just, like, right on the top. Like, I might be able to understand it if it was, like, some other class that usually doesn't have something like that. And you're like, oh, I never thought my fighter was, like, I don't know, the Flash. But, or whatever, like, who knows? But you're like, if you see Monk at the top of the sheet and you have a speed challenge, you should know to do more reading.
Right.
Just do a little more. 5 more seconds. Look at the character sheet. Sorry,
Yep.
I'm annoyed. I'm fine.
Okay.
Right.
That's mailbag 2.
Yeah. Woo.
nice.
Thanks, Steve.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Is
Yeah.
it time for mailbag 3?
It sure
Oh
is.
boy.
Here we
My turn
go.
to be super annoyed.
Buckle
Yeah,
in,
anyway.
everybody.
All right. Hi, Jackers. Some brief backstory before we get into my question. In my current D&D game, I should mention this is from the archive in 2021. So
Ooh,
this
way
is from
back
a
then.
little while back.
Did we even have internet back then?
I think so,
gosh,
maybe.
yes.
Anyway, some brief backstory before we get into my question. In my current D&D game, I have limited access to some key powers, one of which being the wish spell. For those who don't know, it essentially allows a player to change the reality of the world to their liking via verbal command. Has everyone cringed at the mention of the wish spell? Because I did internally.
Yep.
All right.
I have it pulled up. I'm ready to comment.
Even though I've limited these, one of my players has a magic sword that, when reforged, will give him access to 3 wishes. He recently multiclassed into Warlock, and a demon he formed a pact with demanded to be given a wish spell when the sword is reforged. This releases the player from the pact with all of their abilities now permanent. I learned last week my player plans to spend one wish to make it so the demon's wish doesn't work. How should I handle the demon's reaction to this? I don't like doing monkey paw-esque shenanigans because of how long the player has been working at this, and logically the pact would be complete because of the exact verbiage used, but I can't decide how it reacts. As always, your show is a delight each week. Thank you in advance, and drink! Adam from Utah. Oh boy, okay.
So just to clarify, so it's from 2021, so I'm assuming we're still 5th edition, but we're not at the newer version of 5th edition, the 2024 version.
Yes.
Okay.
So old version of Wish was sort of deeply problematic.
Yes.
2024 edition is slightly less problematic, I want to say. But did you want to say something before I bring up the rules as written? Because that's something I care about deeply.
You're doing for the
2024 version of the rules.
Okay, because that's not what the email's talking about.
Well, I know, but I think one of the conversations here is the wish spell in general, right? The other is my player wants to back out of a deal he made with his deity or whatever, you know.
Well, I mean, I have thoughts on that. The way this is phrased, it seems redundant. Like, you're getting out of the deal regardless, and you get to keep some cool powers, is what I'm understanding. I'm not sure if I'm maybe misunderstanding something.
My best understanding is the player is worried about what the demon will wish for and doesn't want the demon to be able to hurt them or hurt other people. And so he wants to use up one of his wishes to let the demon wish a thing that is then nullified.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my impression, at least, based on what's described here.
I mean, if the wish didn't work.
I mean, my first big question, like, we can get into the mechanics of Wish in just a second. Like, why did you choose a character that is making a deal with a demon or a bad guy if you don't want to lean into that, like just the worst thing ever? Because that seems like the fun of that character arc is, like, being in that, like, kind of being trapped and, like, I don't know.
But I mean, if your character arc is, I want to get as much for me as possible with as little control over me as possible.
Yeah.
That is justified by, I'm going to get something from this demon and then fuck them over. You know, like, that's...
Yeah. I guess I like things messier than that.
I mean, that's pretty fucking messy.
I mean, it's gonna get messy because you're gonna piss the demon off. Like, to me, something in that situation, the demon's gonna be mad, and now you're gonna have this demon after you for the rest of the campaign.
And demons have friends. They have allies.
Yeah. They have allies. Like, it's to me, like, as far as the reaction question goes, demon's mad. Demon's going after this character. Like, you pissed it off. It probably wanted something. I would assume it has some kind of goal in asking for this wish. But also, the sword has to get reforged every time for you to get wishes.
Well, I think
That's
it's
a lot of work.
I feel like it's a one-time thing. Like, when you reforge this, you're going to get 3 wishes and then never again, I think is the idea. At least that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I understood it as, like, this can be done multiple times. And I was like, why would you do that all the time? Ugh.
I mean, if you get 3 wishes and you have to reforge the sword every time, that's actually kind of a good, like, you don't get 3 more when you reforge it. It's like, it breaks when you make a wish, you have to go get it reforged, you get your second wish, and then you get your third wish on the reforging. I feel like that's like a stalling tactic a little bit, because you have to go then find someone who can reforge your sword before you get to just make another wish.
Yeah.
True.
I don't know. That's how I read it when I was thinking that, but I don't know if that's the accurate.
See, I read it as, like, every time you want to make wishes, you have to reforge the sword, like in terms of, like, you get 3 wishes every time instead of, like, 1 wish at a time.
Oh, got it. That seems like way overpowered, like even more, like,
yeah,
I feel
that's
like
that's why I was like,
Let's assume that's not the case.
Okay.
I think it's interesting to think about the economics of it, of, like, here you go, here's a sword, it's going to give you 3 wishes. This guy wants to give you some power for 1 of those wishes, which means you now only get 2 wishes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I would also include a clause in that promise that says you're not going to use your wish to hurt me in any way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's part of the deal we signed.
Yeah.
Me or the people I love. Right? Okay, fine. We can all write those contracts. We've all thought about rubbing a lamp at some point in our lives.
We've watched way too much Supernatural.
Yes.
yes.
So, assuming I could set that deal up right, I'm only down 1 wish, and I get to make 2 wishes. If I give this demon a wish and then will use 1 wish to nullify that wish, I'm spending 2 wishes for these demon powers that I'm getting. And okay, but like you get those powers anyway, and like how much impact, like if you want to think like at a meta level, you know, like how much impact does your patron really have on your day-to-day gaming experience? Usually
Right.
not that much. So you're blowing 2 wish spells on this like very strange workaround. Like,
Yeah,
to me, the economics don't add up.
I agree. Yeah.
But
You're right. Yeah. I'm just like,
But yeah, I guess for me, it depends. Like, are you doing this for in-character reasons? Or are you doing this because you are worried about your GM getting power, like, in the game? Like those are 2 very separate situations. If you're making that wish because you don't want the GM to pull something interesting out of their pocket with this demon, then, like, why did you pick that class? If you're, like, a very super, like, great planner, like Jason was describing a few minutes ago, and, like, this is a character choice, staying in control, getting as much as you can, like, double-crossing the demon, I feel like let's lean that direction, because otherwise, if you don't trust your GM, don't make this.
yeah, I hope that's
Yeah.
the scenario,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like, I
think so.
really want
Agreed.
that to be the scenario.
Yeah, we're gonna, for purposes of this conversation, we're gonna assume that's the scenario.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
if it's they don't want their GM to have any, like, interesting choices, then there's bigger problems that have
Yeah.
nothing to do with the wish
Then
spell.
you don't trust each other. The
Yeah.
player doesn't trust
Yeah.
GM, GM doesn't trust the player, or maybe. I mean, the GM gave them a sword with 3 wishes in it. Like, that's, is it,
yeah,
or
3
wait,
wish
is,
spells is a lot. 3,
Ad-
like, because,
Adam is the GM here?
no, I think
No.
Adam's the player.
Yeah, the one with the sword.
One of my
Yeah.
players
oh, no,
has a magic sword.
GM.
Oh.
Adam is the GM.
Yeah.
Oh,
At a
okay.
So,
Reforged.
so I don't think I think it's cool that he gave the
Yeah.
sword, right?
Yeah.
And that's and it's interesting. You have to reforge. I'm sure they had to go on a whole quest to reforge the sword and whatever. That's awesome. But I'm wondering why the player, yeah, like Kimmy said, like hopefully it's they're trying to be a wheeler and a dealer, and maybe they don't understand sort of core economic principles, which could be, right? Lots of people don't. That's why we're in the situation we're in.
Yeah.
Sorry. But, you know, if it is that, so clearly I can't choose the cup in front of me, but if it's, I'm going to give this demon a wish or promise them a wish, and then use one of my wishes to nullify their wish to save all the people that demon was going to hurt with their wish. Okay, I still get 1 wish out of that deal. I see a version of that isn't. They don't trust the GM, and they're like, I am giving up 2/3 of my wishes
Yeah.
to 1, keep my warlock powers, and 2, I get a wish spell.
Yeah.
Which most
Yeah.
people get 0.
Yeah.
So that is also follows core economic principles.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But, well, no, I was gonna say like the wish. If your GM is trusting you with the wish spell, that shows a lot of trust because
Yeah.
wish in it of itself is a game breaking spell. They're saying, I trust you to with this spell to mess with reality a little bit, which is why I think it's like whenever you have access to one, to be very wise in your use of it. But also with this in this situation too, you don't actually know what the GM has planned to us to do, like to use that second wish spell. That's all based on an assumption that the demon's going to use it to hurt people, right? You don't know that unless, and again, I'm lacking context here. I don't know what the interactions with the demon have been up to this point, so maybe there's reason for them to feel like this is something the demon's going to do. But it could also be like a Rumpelstiltskin situation where it's like, I just want the wish. And then they don't use it immediately. Maybe they hold on to it. And then at a pivotal moment, some plot stuff happens in which the wish spell is involved. And you're like, well, crap, shouldn't have done that. Like it could be a moment like that. But by effectively using that second wish spell, you've taken that opportunity for a good story beat away too.
I love this. I love this idea in chat of like the demon knowing that its wish is going to be nullified. Goes, I wish for world peace. Oh, I don't get it. That's your fault.
Yeah.
It's a really great thing to do too.
I feel like the question, I'm very well prepared because while I've been fixing all the Happy Jacks files, I've been binge watching Supernatural again. So I'm very prepared to deal with demon shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'd like 90% of the time, like not just based on this, but like everything, like demon agreements have clauses about betraying them in them. Like you die immediately, or your loved one dies immediately, or whatever your deal is. They're not usually like, hey, just serve me and I'll give you all this power, because they like expect to be betrayed because they betray everybody.
Yeah.
So usually there's some sort of like clause in there somehow where if you used your wish to hurt them or like betray them or steal something from them, like their witch, like you'd immediately lose your powers or whatever it is. So if you didn't already put that in the agreement, like we were saying earlier, this demon should be fucking pissed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is the type of thing where like, okay, the demon doesn't get their wish, but then they're going to fuck with your life so terribly you're going to regret that.
You now have an epic nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a question too about like, are demons inherently evil? I think in Dungeons and Dragons, good and evil don't really mean anything.
Yeah.
But what is interesting to me is demons are characterized usually as selfish, grasping, lying, manipulating, doing whatever they can to get what they want, right? And they don't care who they hurt in how they do it. Is that also how I define evil? Yes. But the word evil doesn't mean anything by itself. And so understanding that is the nature of how demons operate and what they're seeking, I know I don't want them to get a wish.
Yes.
Right.
Like the demon is going to wish for something. Now, maybe they're going to wish for something in a way they get what they want and no one gets hurt. But often demons are also portrayed, especially in Dungeons and Dragons, as enjoying the suffering of others.
Yes.
Like that is part of what they want in their interaction.
Yeah.
And it's not even chaos in the sense that like no one would say a lightning strike is evil, right? It's just that's a random event that sucks, right? It's selfishness, it's greed, it's all that kind of stuff that well, anyway.
Yeah. No. But I think it's safe to assume that betraying one would not keep you in a happy place. I mean,
they're not going to like you because you messed up their day.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to want to punch you in the face.
Yeah. So I would have, honestly, the thing I would do, like, I would have the sneaky, quiet demon, because those are the ones that are always scariest to me.
Yes.
They don't, in that moment, they're like, okay, you betrayed me. You screwed this up. You're going to regret this. And then they like disappear dramatically in a puff of smoke.
Oh no, you got me.
Yeah. Oh no. And then like they're in the shadows everywhere. And that's like I don't know, like whatever you want your story to be, whatever their story is, like unfortunate things start befalling different people. Something like, oh, you know, all these small things that add up, and keeping the player guessing, was this the demon?
Sure.
Or not, and not letting them necessarily know in character. So that to me would be the fun, is drawing it out, making things happen, having them not know, is this a result of me betraying the demon? Is this my fault?
Is it a random thing that happened?
Yeah, exactly. Is this chaos like we were just talking about? Or is this the slow vengeance of this demon who has all eternity to fuck with me?
Right. And then if you could actually create like a little character arc around that where they have to make it up to the demon somehow, and the demon's like, well, I'll stop messing with you if you like do XYZ. And now we have to go on this journey.
Give me your last wish spell.
Yeah, to pacify this demon, something, you know?
Or people start or maybe they don't go after the player directly, they go after people on the periphery. So people start blaming the character.
Oh,
like wherever you go,
so
terrible things happen. Like, oh, the crops fail wherever you go.
Now, the one thing I would say around that is, so you don't end up being the adversarial GM, is make sure the player knows that's what those are the stakes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
exactly.
go into that with like, yes, you absolutely can fuck this demon over, right? That's just understand, like, the stakes they are also a powerful demon. And unless your other wish is destroy them, like unmake them from reality, which would be kind of a bummer of a wish to use, right? Then they are going to haunt you to the extent of their power and ability.
Yes.
Like, do you want to go down that road? Because I will use every tool in their toolkit to have them come after you. And that's not because I don't like you or your choice.
Yeah.
Right. But that to me seems like the logical outcome of your actions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, actions have consequences, and I think like saying like, "Hey, if you're gonna do this, this is going to have consequences for your character, and it's important to be aware of that."
Yeah.
You know, and if your character, if your player is still on board with that, it's like, "Yeah, let's do it." Then
yes,
here we go.
Like I would enjoy that interaction, right? I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna try and beat this devil at his own game.
Yeah. That's
you
the
know,
mess I would lean into 100%.
Yes.
That's what I would want from the beginning, picking that archetype.
yeah.
Like,
But getting a surprise gotcha later
Yeah.
feels bad.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's totally logical and like, oh yeah, I could see how this could be the consequences of my actions. Fine. But let's set it up together. We're telling the story together, right? We're not trying to
Right.
win. You don't win, I don't win. We're telling a story together. Let's set the stakes. Let's set the stage together
Yeah.
and see where that goes.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
That's like I'm concerned that Adam says I learned last week my player plans to spend one wish. Have they been planning this all along? And they didn't tell you? Right? Like
Yeah.
we gotta like invite call in the player to be like, hey, you can tell me what's going, like if that's your plan, that's fine. I'm not gonna try to work around you.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I'm on this side of the table to give you something to do. Not because I don't like you or I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Right? Like you tell me your stuff. We could tell a story together. And hopefully they'll respond well to that.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and I mean, it also looks like they don't really want to go the vengeful demon route, mostly by virtue of the fact of them saying, "I don't like doing monkey paw-esque shenanigans because of how long the player has been working at this." And logically, the pack would be complete because of the exact verbiage used. So, like, this very much feels like what other reactions are there other than being pissed off? And I was like, the natural reaction is for this demon to be upset that they didn't get what they didn't achieve their goal.
Yeah.
Like,
It does seem like you should, like, Jason's advice was bang on. Like, you should absolutely talk to them about it. But
Yes.
it's also a little unrealistic for the player to be like, hey, I did this thing to double cross this incredibly powerful being who's known for doing bad things. And so they shouldn't care and they should never do anything bad to me. Like, that seems like an unreasonable expectation. And that's the part that gave me pause about, like, is this an in-character choice or is this a not trusting the GM choice? Because that part just seems like I don't know. It feels like an adversarial GM moment, not necessarily on the GM's part, but it feels like an adversarial player moment where the player is really trying to win the situation rather than make a good story. And if that's the case, like, I mean, talk to them and then maybe just let it go. Because, I mean, it seems like a bad story beat to have the demon be like, oh, you won. Okay, bye.
Right.
But, like, if it's going to ruin the game or ruin the group, like, it's not a hill to die on, you know?
Right.
yeah. Like, I think at the end of the day, if it's not going to be fun for you or your table, that comes first because you're playing a game and you're telling a story. This isn't, you know what I mean? Like, and I agree with Jason. Have a conversation about it and be like, okay, this might, like, this is how the game could go. Like, how do we want to do this?
Hold on. Chat just blew my mind.
Oh boy.
You screw over the devil. You nullify their wish. Devil's like, fuck, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's hot as
True.
hell.
Yeah.
And now they want you. And they're pursuing you, right? They're like offering you things. They're bringing dead animals and leaving them on your doorstep. They're
Also
like,
an option.
yeah, like obviously like within the bounds of consent and like what we as
Right.
players consent to. But like, okay,
That's fun.
you got me, fucker. You should
See,
marry
I thought
me.
of that. I thought of that, but the only reason that I was like, I don't want to recommend that is because it feels a little bit like rewarding bad behavior. Because if this
Not
is
if they don't
if-
want to marry a demon.
Well, like I'm saying in the sense of like it coming from Kimmy's point of view, like if you don't if they don't trust the GM, right, and they're doing this to sort of win, and then you're turning around and like creating this sort of situation. If they want to marry a powerful demon, like they're gonna get a powerful demon out of this. So it feels a little like, oh, you're getting rewarded for like,
Yeah, and this is
in
why that
situation.
conversation is a high priority,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got to talk about the stakes. We got to talk about, like, okay, the thing you want to do, you can do, right? I'm not saying you can't do it because it's a wish spell and it says you can,
Yeah.
right? But these are the stakes,
Yeah.
right? This is what I think is a reasonable response for a demon. Either they're going to be into you and pursue you as a partner, or they're going to hunt you down for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because you stole a wish spell from them that even demons don't see very often.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very, yeah.
exactly.
I mean, and again, like if you're going to avoid the problem, if you're going, you could say, oh, you got me. That's respect. I respect that. Nice work. You know, and just like have it end that way. Again, not the best story beat. I really like the idea of the demon getting a crush on you. That'd be amazing. You
Yeah.
just get dead flowers every time you come back to your sleeping bag.
Yeah.
So good. Like the so good.
My mind is spinning.
I know, it's so
Or
good.
okay, hear me out. What if bad stuff happens, but it's because they want you to like them, like the way a cat brings you dead
Yeah,
animals?
exactly.
Doesn't think you can
Exactly.
hunt
That's
for
what I'm
yourself?
saying.
Like,
Yes. Precisely that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Um,
so, but yeah, like figure out the root of that. Because if they're looking for cool story beats, if they're trying to win as a character, I feel that opens a lot of possibilities and a lot of
Yeah.
cool story things you could do with clear communication. If it's adversarial player, then that shuts a lot of doors, unfortunately. And I honestly would maybe have them transition to like another, like if they stop with their demon thing, like I know it's hard to do in D&D, but like maybe have them swap classes.
Yeah.
Or like their character pivots to another class or something like that. Because it seems a little min-maxy to me to pick that build, to want all the powers, and then not want the story beats that accompany that kind of bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's, I do want the story beats of angering a demon.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ongoing story beats, it doesn't really have to be they're still
Yeah.
under their control. But if they don't want any of those story beats at all, it's like, well, then you're just min-maxing, and that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's like those people in GURPS who are like, I don't have a sense of smell, and I get 2 more points to spend
Right.
on guns. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad there's poison in the air, and if you would know if you smelled it.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't do that. Don't do that.
The version we had of that when I was 13 was we were playing Shadowrun and some like siren was seducing men, and I like sort of panicked. I was like, my character's gay. and that was enough for the GM to go like, oh shit. Like 13, 14-year-old us's.
Yeah.
Of like,
yeah.
whoa, that would totally beat everything. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, anyway, now that we've opened Pandora's box of the wish spell, can we look
Yeah.
at the wish spell
Yeah,
a little bit?
Yeah. Let's
The
talk
new
about
wish
this.
spell. This is the 2024 one. So this is not
2024
the
edition. 2024 edition.
Yeah, not the one used for this email. Clarifying.
So it is. It can duplicate any other spell of level 8 or lower. Incredibly powerful, right?
Yes.
But I would never use it for that. That's not enough. That's not good enough. If it uses this way, you don't have to meet the requirements. The spell simply happens. Alternatively, you could create one of these effects. Object creation. You could create something worth up to 25,000 gold pieces. No more than 300 feet in any dimension. Blah, blah, blah. But you could like make a ship, right? Or whatever. Like you can generate something. That I think is a valid use of this. Instant health. You allow yourself and up to 20 creatures that you could see to regain all hit points, and you end all effects on them listed in the Greater Restoration spell. That seems a little weak to me, but, it's in the moment. That could be the thing to do. Resistance, you grant up to 10 creatures that you could see resistance to 1 damage type that you choose. This resistance is permanent. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
10 people get permanent resistance to something? That's not
Yeah.
bad. Spell immunity. You grant up to 10 creatures you can see immunity to a single spell or other magical effect for 8 hours. That's pretty good if you know you're going up against a lich or something, and you know they love Death Finger. They're like, you're immune to death. I know it's called Finger of Death, and you're going to have to put up with me saying Death Finger.
Sorry.
Sudden learning. You replace one of your feats with another feat for which you are eligible. you lose all of the benefits. That your GM should just let you do that.
Yeah.
That's not a use of wish. Don't do that.
I mean, if you've used a thing a whole lot and then suddenly you're like, oh, I don't have that anymore.
Okay.
That's a little bit,
Sure.
again.
But if you've used it a whole lot, why are you wishing it away?
Right, exactly.
Right.
So, roll redo. You undo a single recent event by forcing a reroll of any die roll made in the last round. Reality reshifts. So this includes like rewinding the entire combat round. Okay.
So Prince of Persia style stuff.
It's not just
A
a reroll, right?
Okay.
So this could be like, oh, we got to this because that failed and then this failed and then that guy hit and that. So it does require you to sort of keep track of like, hey, I want to rewind back to that. And you can't go back more than one combat round.
Okay.
But it does let you say, hold on, restart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
save,
Wow.
save, reload.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So
That is pretty interesting.
Does everyone
that-
remember?
what's
does
that?
Does it specify if people remember?
They don't.
They don't
They're
remember?
not supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's too bad. That'd be cool.
yeah. It could undo an ally's failed saving throw, a foe's critical hit. You can force the reroll to be made with advantage or disadvantage, and you choose whether to use the reroll or the original roll. So, yeah. Its reality reshapes itself to accommodate the new result.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, this is where Wish gets a little wibbly
This
wobbly.
part, was it
timey-wimey.
wibbly before?
Timey-wimey? Oh,
No,
boy.
it wasn't. It wasn't. It was it was a
Not
very
that wibbly?
powerful spell with clear guardrails.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have one called Reshape Reality.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
This is still better than the original Reshape Reality.
Okay.
You may wish for something not included in any of the other effects. To do so, state your wish to the DM as precisely as possible. That's good.
Yes.
Like, talk this out. The GM has great latitude in ruling what occurs in such an instance.
Okay.
All right, this is great. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. The spell might simply fail. The effect you desire might be achieved only in part. It's like a whole bunch of caveat,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Of like,
Warning.
this is
warning.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
Don't do this. But if you do,
Yeah.
and I'd
There
like
are
that.
consequences for your actions.
Yeah. This is not
Yay.
just a wave of the hand and you erase a city from the map.
Okay.
Right? It's not that.
That's-
It has huge consequences, and that probably wouldn't work anyway. If your wish would be to undo the multiverse itself, threaten the city of Sigil, blah, 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 it doesn't even work, right? Because, like, Mistra is like, nah,
Nah.
no, we're not doing that.
Nope.
And then this is great. The stress of casting Wish to produce any effect other than duplicating another spell. That very first one weakens you after enduring that stress. Each time you cast a spell until you finish a long rest, you'll take 1d10 necrotic damage,
Oh, wow.
right?
Wow.
Pretty
this
good.
damage-
The damage can't be reduced or prevented in any way. Addition, your strength score becomes 3 for 2d4 days. That's if you
Oh,
cast
God.
one more spell after casting Wish.
So using Wish in the middle of combat is like, that's a big deal.
You
'Cause
better
you're-
end
That's
the
like
combat.
a hail.
Yeah.
That's a Hail Mary.
Mhm.
Like we are on the precipice of a TPK, and I have nothing else I can do.
Yeah,
Right.
and you might still die. It
Yeah.
sounds like
Yeah.
very likely that will cause your death to save or
Mhm.
hopefully help your allies. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
And for each of the days that your strength score is 3, that you spend resting and doing nothing more than light activity, then your recovery time decreases by 2 days.
Wow.
So you can do 2 days at a time if you totally rest. Otherwise, normal activity is 1 rest. And finally, there is a 33% chance that you are unable to cast Wish ever again if you suffer this stress. So if you
Wow.
cast Wish and then cast
Wow.
any other spell before a long rest, you could wreck everything. So that's a pretty good balance to me.
That is. That's very well
Like-
written. So if, I feel like this situation wouldn't even have happened if they were using that version of Wish.
Yeah.
Because having
Yeah.
3 wishes,
Yeah.
that's like,
You're
wow.
not going to use them the same day.
No, definitely
No,
not.
absolutely not.
Especially if you have to go get your sword repaired in between, but you can barely move or walk, and you're like taking all this necrotic damage. Like that, like compounds the importance of these wishes.
Yeah. Well,
immediately.
that stuff only happens if you cast Wish and then cast another spell. right? If
So,
you
like,
use
yeah.
magic at all, then you take the damage, you strength drops to 3, you have to, rest and all that.
So you don't get the necrotic damage if you just cast
Yeah,
Wish.
if you cast Wish and
Then you
don't
hit
do
things with
any other
swords?
magic,
Okay.
you're okay,
Okay,
until
got it.
long rest, right?
Okay,
If,
Sorry, I missed that. I misheard it.
yeah. I mean, I kind of like
if you,
that
like-
anyway,
yeah.
right? Like, that's what
Yeah.
I would do.
Yeah, you should absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That should be something that if you're a fighter and you don't necessarily use spells or anything like that, like you should absolutely, if you suffer that necrotic damage, because like I feel like that's a situation where people are either going to use it to get a big thing like a boat or something, which is cool, and then you're quiet on the boat and like
Yeah,
people
you're
are
like, okay, we got the boat. Oh my god.
yeah, and
Oh,
everyone's
God,
like
yeah.
taking care of you. Or I love the tension that adds to a fight scene. If you're undoing what has already happened to save your companions, like the fact that you are like sacrificing yourself, that makes it such an amazing moment. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I like something like this. This is such a hard spell to write for a game,
Yeah.
right? It's so hard to say like reshape reality. Fuck, what does that mean? What are the guardrails? What can it do? What can't it do? And they go through. They give you all these caveats to sort of give you some guardrails. Wishing for a legendary magic item or an artifact might instantly teleport you to the presence of that item and its current owner, rather than giving it to you.
That's fun.
Nice. Oh, good
Right?
time.
Like,
Remember that demon you made mad?
yeah. It's like, hey, you want a genie wish? Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Right? But if you just wish for like a normal sort of magic item, like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Probably
That's what we're
still-
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
To me, this would even include like transporting you through time,
Yeah.
right? Of like, oh, okay, yes, you go to King Arthur's court and pick up Excalibur, and now you're facing the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah.
Good
Is that a
times.
problem?
Lancelot
Yeah.
is pissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all in all, and if you just use Wish to replicate some other spell, you don't risk all of the like
bad
weakening
stuff.
and all the bad stuff. It's whatever.
Got it.
Right?
So
Which is
I
fine.
cast Fireball.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're using a 9th level spell to cast any other spell.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, that seems fine to me. I don't care. Any other 8th level spell or lower. And so, yeah, if you want to cast 8th level Fireball, fucking go for it, man. Seems like a really bad use of Wish, but that's none of my business.
I'm just imagining somebody doing that, and it's like, well, yeah.
Also, I thought there was some sort of like cooldown on this, but I guess not.
It probably just assumes you're probably not getting a whole bunch of them.
Well, I think
Yeah.
I don't know how many 9th level spell slots you get.
Right, but like,
There's probably 1 or 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why there's that damage there too, because it's like that's a kind of a built-in cooldown.
Well, yeah, but if you just
Yeah.
use it to cast 8th level Fireball,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Like,
that's true.
but then I guess why would you need a cooldown? You just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
used Wish in a really wimpy way.
It's like, why would you? I don't know.
Like, can you use Wish to cast Wish again? Like that would
No, because
that'd
that's a
also
9th
be
level spell.
dumb.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's
Yeah.
okay, so it started outside the purview. I was like,
Yeah.
because I could see the whole like wishing from our wishes thing, but not if it's outside the level.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
Interesting, huh? Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure that was workshopped a lot.
yeah.
yeah. And
I
so
mean, I like the fact that it's more specific than it used to be because it gives you like a definitive list of things you can do, and it isn't just that you could do whatever you want and like straight up break the game and the story.
Yeah.
Um.
Previous edition does have some of this stuff in there, but I just felt like this explanation was so much tighter and clearer that
Mhm.
I was looking like as a GM, like none of my players have 9th level spells, but what if I wanted to throw a scroll in the mix, right? What if I wanted to put like, hey, if you help me with this, I will give you this scroll of wish, right? Fuck, that's a really good incentive, you know?
Mhm.
Who's going to use it? What are we going to use it for? I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll fight over it. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a good spell.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's amazing.
Yep.
And it's a good improvement on it. Like I haven't taken time to dive into 2024 edition yet. really very much. And yeah, it's nice to know that they have like really made improvements to cool, unique things like Wish. I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think.
Are we
yeah,
are we done? Are we done?
I think so.
Are we done?
As always, your show is a delight. No, did
You
you
already
read
read
that
that.
part already?
Yeah.
Adam from Utah. Oh yeah, you said Adam from Utah. I
Yes.
remember that.
Adam from Utah.
Adam from Utah. I want to know how this plays out again. Like, please. Oh wait, is this a backlog?
Yeah,
It's
Oh.
2021.
Fuck
It's already
me.
played out.
I want to know. Adam, if you still listen to the show, please tell us how this has turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
Ah,
to know what happened with the demon.
I want
Oh
to
my
know
God.
so
I
bad.
want to know so much about it. Yeah. Go
There's so
find
many
the
things
email
that
and
we
be
want
like,
updates for.
hey, I hate to be weird and reply to you 5 years later, but
What?
what happened with this demon?
I
I won't.
Yes.
I won't do that. Okay. All right.
By
Thank
the
you for.
way-
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying, by the
Yeah.
like as a like.
Yeah.
By the way,
By the
5 years
way.
later, can you tell us what happened?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Thank you for joining us for season 35, episode 23. We don't have an indie designer of this month, but if you want to look back at our previous sessions, they're also listed on our website. If you go to happyjacks.org, you can go and it's in the top menu there. You can find all our past indie designers of the month. Go support them. All they're amazing. Thank you to our chat mod, James V, and to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. You can find and join their amazing ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. It will redirect you to our Patreon. And like we were talking about earlier, Patreon is like we're not a not for profits channel and
I mean, we're
media
not
service.
a 503c.
Yeah,
or
we're
anything,
not
but
that.
it's yeah.
But we don't make profit like by design. We specifically don't make money. Everything is used for the studio, running the air conditioning when it's 110 outside in LA, which is a lot, and like
Ew.
keeping the fridge full, and so I don't have to tap into my money, especially during the summer when I don't get paid as a teacher.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we really appreciate them, and yeah, thank you for letting the air conditioning be running right now,
Oh,
especially.
thank
We're
you
very,
so
very
much.
thankful
Oh
for
my
that.
god.
All right, my name is Kimmy. You can find me at Golden Lasso Girl on Blue Sky mostly. I try and do Instagram, but I fail most of the time. You can find my games at
Same.
goldenlassogames.com. And yeah, I'm here on Tuesday nights right now with our Electric State actual play, where I play a cult leader. I promise that wasn't my email in the beginning. And it's lots of fun. And so that's at 7 p.m. On Tuesdays, and for Road to Nowhere.
Awesome. I'm Jason. You can find me on Twitch and Blue Sky at It's Probably Okay, just the letters okay, not AY. And my games at probablyokgames.com, home of the okayest games around. I hope you'll check me out on Twitch. I like to play games that are hard and I die a lot. That's my whole brand.
Video games, right?
Yeah, video games. Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's yeah. Oh, I also do some live game design stuff on there, so check it out.
And my name is Vixie Bell, and I have been your friendly neighborhood person here at the table with Happy Jack's RPG. Thank you for having me. You can find me over at the Pocket Dragon Pub, where I also play games and run them and do a little production myself, as well as here at Happy Jack's. Sometimes I'm in games here. We're getting ready to start a Pirates of Dark Water RPG. Not to be confused with the Dark Water
On
RPG.
Happy Jack's?
Completely different. Yeah, on Happy Jack's. Surprise!
Awesome.
Yeah, very
Yes,
exciting.
it's actually very excited. It did exist. It was based on the cartoon show, and it is free to download.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, the more it has Exalted vibes. To me, it feels a little
Oh.
bit that way, but I feel like it actually might have come out before Exalted did. It just has the same kind of
Well,
crunch
if you're
level,
playing
I
the
feel.
original one, yeah,
Yeah.
it was before Exalted.
Yeah, it's like a proprietary Pirates of Dark Water RPG that was released
Yes,
back in the day.
Awesome.
back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So those are the places where you can find me. You can keep up with me on social media, either at Vixie Bell or at Vixie Bell Cosplay, or over at the Pocket Dragon Pub. You can find me at Pocket Dragon Pub. Yeah, those are all the places where you can find me. You'll also see me at Gen Con, because that is what I am currently getting ready for. And I'm super excited about all the stuff we're going to do there. So yeah.
Yeah, you
that's
have
me.
so much going on. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Today we're going to end the show with a song. We're going to leave you with Join the Ranks by our friends at the Dread Crew of Oddwood, which are an amazing acoustic metal pirate band from from the Renaissance Fair. They are fantastic people, fantastic musicians, and just like the best the best idea ever for who doesn't want like pirate like metal?
Yeah.
Because that's really what it is.
Yep.
Yes.
So, and you can find them at thedreadcrewofawwood.com. Don't forget the. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
So you want to join the ranks of the Dread Crew, to touch your lot in life and with the sordid lights of us. Here there's gold, blood and glory, not just holes, but epic stories. A chance to leave this world with more than dust. I will tell you, you will haul, you will fight and you may die, but liquid gold and golden coin will be in short supply. And once you climb on board, your soul is never coming back. So you best now leave your conscience here to die. The men who stand before you are your officers and keys. They've held their own against the many demons of the seas. It's to them that you will answer. Your lives are now